So what's the best diet for your heart? So if you click, there's a couple of multiple choice that you can pick from. So A, Mediterranean diet, B, DASH diet, which is a low sodium diet, the keto diet. So keto diet has just been trending for a little while. That is a diet that's high in fat and then low in carbs. And then balanced diet, the My Plate method. So the My Plate method, really, if you think about your plate, half of that is going to be your fruits or your vegetables. And then the 1/4 of it, well, the other half of it is going to be broken into 1/4. So 1/4 is protein, and the 1/4 of it is carbs. And you want majority of that to be whole grains. So that's what D is. So Rebecca, it's going to be more than one answer, or maybe all of them. So what diet or diets do you think is the best or best?
I would say probably the Mediterranean diet,
Hmm.
um, and the DASH, the low sodium diet.
Yeah, those are actually really good options right there. Let's add in another one. So the other one would be the My Plate method, which is just a general term just to say balanced diet. And I just threw in balanced diet in there to describe the My Plate method. The reason why it's not keto diet is a lot of people, when they think of keto, well, let me ask you, when you think of keto diet, what do you think of?
Well, I think of, cutting out all sugar
Hmm.
and I guess carbs. So really only having like vegetables and maybe animal products. And I guess you can have berries on the keto diet because those are the more low sugar fruits.
Hmm. Yeah, so actually, all of that's right. And then to even add more to that, with the keto diet, if the person doesn't have proper nutrition education, unfortunately, some people may think, okay, well, a keto diet means I can just eat a lot, any kind of fat. So they may say, you know what? I can eat bacon every day. I can eat a hamburger every day. But unfortunately, that can lead to heart disease and also nutritional deficiencies. So the keto diet was actually created for people, or mainly it's for people that suffer from seizures or
Oh,
epilepsy. So
mhm.
people that suffer from that typically are on the keto diet. Um, but typically, I wouldn't suggest that unless it's for that particular group.
Yeah, because I know that a lot of people a while back were doing like going on the keto diet, because they really wanted to cut out the sugar, but I guess then they end up replacing it with substitutes.
Yes, you are exactly right. People are replacing with artificial sugar. So artificial sugars really is anything that's not, cane sugar. So that could be aspartame, that can be stevia. And that is a huge problem because our brain that we need runs exclusively on sugar.
Oh,
So
really?
sugar. So I mean, if you're not taking enough carbs, which breaks down to sugar, it's going to be a serious issue. So it's definitely not an ideal diet for the general population. So carbs are essential for you. Majority of your diet is going to come from carbs. Actually, I'm trying to recall the number. I do know it's more than 60% of your diet comes from carbs. But it's about what kind of carbs you're eating. So
Mhm.
you want majority of your diet to be whole grains. So yeah, white rice and you have brown rice. You're going to want to choose brown rice more
Mhm.
often. You're going to want to choose brown bread more often. So eating a sandwich for lunch every day. So that's 2 pieces of bread. So let's say whole grain bread, or eating a Chipotle rice bowl. So let's say getting brown rice. Um, Carbs like that is a better choice, because when you think about brown products, you have vitamins in there. When you think of rice, you have iron. So you're getting
Yeah.
important vitamins and minerals from that. It's just about what do you choose. I think, unfortunately, when it comes to carbs, people see it as bad, but when I see it as bad, it's because they're either eating too much of the wrong too much of something that is not that should be had in moderation. So for example, some people may go completely vegan and they, of course, because they're vegan, they're going to end up eating a lot of carbs, lentils, beans. But unfortunately, sometimes that means they eat a lot of pasta that is processed, meaning that it's just a lot of white pasta. So at that point, it's going to quickly break down into sugars that can cause weight gain if you're not physically active. So that's a, when you see athletes getting ready for a race, they're carb loading, they're eating a lot of pasta, a lot of carbs, because you need that because that immediately goes into your muscles and it feeds energy. But if you're not going to, exercise, what's a lot in America, our lifestyle is very sedentary. It's going to become weight gain. So
Yeah.
that's where carbs come into play like that.
So if someone's less active, would you recommend having less carbs than someone who's like much more active? Like maybe even cutting it out?
I would say if you're less active, just look at your overall intake. So I would say when I say less carbs, I don't want to say like 40% of their diet is carbs and let's say the other percentage is fruits and vegetables. I would just say, look at your calorie needs. So I know I'm kind of getting technical, but I would say look at your calorie needs, um, look at your protein needs, and from there you break it down into how many carbs you should have. Typically, I use an app called Chronometer to track how many carbs should be eaten, how much protein should be in, just to get technical. Um, but I would say just look at what type of carb you're eating. So, and let's just say the person isn't moving at all. They're just laying in the bed. They're very sick. Everything else. Again, I wouldn't say cut up carbs, but overall, if you're not moving around that much, you're probably not going to eat as much. Because I know for me, when I'm sick, I may just eat a bowl of soup and it has noodles in it, and then a piece of fruit. Because maybe I didn't need as many calories as typically I would need if I'm moving around. But I would say if you're sick, you probably do need to eat more. But it really depends on like the activity level and how much of a meal you eat as a whole.